Hare Krishna. Kindly accept my respectful obeisances to everyone. Hare Krishna. So, do we start, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu.
So, am I audible properly?
Yes.
Okay. So, co-host. Okay. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितमेन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितमेन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नित्यानन्दमहं वन्दे कणिलम्बितकुण्डलं चैतन्याग्रजरूपेण पवित्रीकृतभूतलं नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरतुषे नमः। नीलाचलनिवासाय नित्याय परमात्मने बलभद्रसुभद्राभ्यां जगन्नाथाय ते नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So thank you, His Grace Rama Tulasi Prabhu and the devotee community for kindly giving me opportunity to share my experiences in Krishna conscious life, and as well as the version or the mood of our acharyas and our leaders in this movement. So actually, this title, "The Compassion in the Midst of Passion," I was very much inspired by the book of Satswarup Das Goswami, that book named Vaishnava Compassion. So when I was going through that book, so I related those things in this context of our so busy lifestyle and the Kali Yuga thing. So the lifestyle and attitude, behavior of people in this Kali Yuga, and the most sublime thing, the most precious gift of this devotion, which was bestowed upon us by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates, and spread by which was spread by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. So I was contemplating on this, and then I Prabhuji was asking me the title, what the subject matter you want to discuss. And then I thought that it would be nice for all of us, and because this is we are all busy people in this Kali Yuga, in this 21st century of the modern technology and AI and all things. So first of all, we'll see the screen is shared now. So is it visible?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. So first of all, we should know that the compassion, what the compassion, the literary meaning is, it can be, it is used in various ways in different places of our scriptures and in our daily practices as well. So one of the bhajana, the Losandas Thakur, I think, he sings that the Parama Karuna Pahutuichana. This bhajan says that these most merciful people in this world, they are these two people, Nitaya Gaurachandra. So from them that the compassion originates, or from the supreme personality of Godhead is the person who is full of all the qualities, and definitely compassion also arises, or it lies in Supreme Lord. So in our daily practices, or in our scriptures as well, in bhajana and bhajana by different acharyas and scriptures in different places, the karuna, the compassion is used as different words like anukampa, anugraha, karuna, kripa, daya. These words are used to denote the compassion. In one of the prayers by Gajendra in Srimad Bhagavatam 8:3:17, I guess, he says, the Supreme Lord, as Bhuri Karunaya, Madrik Prapanna Pasupas Vimokchanaya, Muktaya Bhuri Karunaya, Namo Lalaya, Samsena Sotanu Vrin Manasi Pratita, Pratyek Drishe Bhagavate Vrihate Namaste. He says that. Bhuri Karunaya, he is extremely compassionate, Srila Prabhupada writes, who are unlimitedly merciful. In word-to-word translation, he writes like that. Bhuri Karunaya. So, and this, my beloved Guru Maharaj also is very much fond of, he is in a mood of, he is completely, even Srila Prabhupada said that he was the associate of Lord Chaitanya. So by his karmic name, he said he was Gaur-dhanjan. So he also wanted me to become insignificant servant of the most compassionate Lord. Therefore, he also added the Kripalu word in my name, as an adjective to the name. Though I'm not like that, he wanted me to become like that. I think that's the reason. That's the reason he wanted. So this Kripalu was added in front of the Gaurasundar. So he is the source of this Kripalu, or the Kripa and Daya. So that's the meaning, the literal meaning of compassion. So, and Daya also most prominently used the compassion in a form of Daya. I think there are different grades. These words have different depth of compassion. I am not going to in details about those words. Daya and Kripa, Karuna, Anugraha, Anukampa. There could be gradations or different variations of those words, and the magnitude of compassion that these words carry, that may vary. That we're not going to discuss here in the depth of those words, but what it means, the compassion, we think. Compassion means we think beyond our own troubles and feel sympathy and heartfelt sorrow for the troubles of others. So in the present age, the most of the people, they think that myself is the center of everything. Even our modern technologies and everything else teaches us to become the center of everything. To become center of everything. Even in this Zoom, if you see in this Zoom, if you go to the participant lists, and then you will see yourself in the past. See, nobody should be above me. Nobody should be above me. So this kind of technologies and all this world teaches us to become first, to become in front, to think ourselves, to think as I am the center of everything, and everything that lies is for my pleasure. So this is the world, and this is the ether around us. This is the ether. So, and then that ether drives us, our intentions and desires and all. So, but when we join Krishna consciousness, when we practice devotional life, and then we should move against the ethos, uh, against the ether. What is there? What, like Srila Prabhupada said, this is swimming against the current of water. So compassion means we don't think much of ourselves. We think beyond our troubles and feel sympathy for others. So in Jai Dharma, it is said that the tenderness of heart experienced toward Krishna is known as bhakti. All other jivas are servant of Krishna. When one experiences tenderness of heart toward them, it is known as daya or compassion. Therefore, compassion is included within bhakti. So that tenderness of heart toward them, if one experiences, there is one verse in Niti Shastra, yasya chittam द्रवीभूतं कृपया सर्वजन्तुषु तस्य ज्ञानेन मोक्षेन किं जटा भस्मलेपनै, something like that. So yasya chittam dravibhutam kripaya sarvajantusu, whose heart melts. Dravibhuta, drava means juice. This and there is another also, this Nigama kalpataror galitam phalam sukhamukhad amrita drava samyutam. Drava means liquid, almost semi-liquid. So yasya chittam dravibhutam, whose heart melts, dravibhutam kripaya sarvajantusu, by being compassionate to all living entities. Tasya jnanena mokshena kim jata bhasmalepanai. So what is the use of all these jata and bhasma, all these ashes putting on body, or all these kind of philosophies, or all whatever? There is no use. The Niti Shastra says, if somebody is feeling the sorrow of others, feeling suffering of others as oneself, one's suffering. And the meaning of Pandita also, there is in Pandita, so matrivat paradaresu paradrabbesu lostravat atmavat sarvabhutesu. That's also kind of a feeling of compassion toward others. So here in Jayavadharma, when one experiences tenderness of heart toward them, it is known as daya, compassion. Therefore, compassion is included in bhakti. So if we see daya or compassion, Daya is daughter of Daksha. Daksha gave 13 daughters to Dharma. And one of the daughter was Daya. And she gave birth of Abhaya or fearlessness. From Dharma and daughter and Daya came Abhaya. So coincidentally, or by the divine will, Srila Prabhupada's name was Abhaya. So people in general are compassionate to friends. Mistake. Compassionate to friends, relatives, countrymen, or other. But Abhaya is compassionate to all living entities of the world. Abhaya. Therefore, he circumambulated this universe. He traveled, which was unimaginable, which is unimaginable till now. Even at the age of 70, somebody circumambulating this universe 14 times, this is unimaginable. This is only because he is compassionate to all the living entities of the world. He doesn't discriminate. So this Abhaya or Srila Prabhupada was compassionate and is still compassionate. Sometimes devotees, they think that Srila Prabhupada gone. And some Maharajas also, they they feel very sorry when they hear that Srila Prabhupada left this planet. And then some Maharajas I have seen that they are very much heavy on this. No, Srila Prabhupada, how can say that Srila Prabhupada left? He was. How can you say? He is till now in the form of deities, in the form of his Vani, in the form of his books. So he is compassionate to all living entities of the world till now and for the rest of 10,000 years as well. So therefore, Srila Prabhupada, the Abhaya, is most compassionate to all living entities, not only ourselves or within a limited circle. So to become compassionate, what it really means. So sometimes compassionate, we think that to give food to the needy people, to give medicine to the ill or sick people, to give some charity as a social welfare activities. So that also one of the compassionate activity. But when we go deeper, then these are compassionate activities. The activities, welfare activities, or charities, or whatever we do, with good intention to help others. That is compassionate activity. But in depth, the compassionate activity, we should be compassionate to the most deepest level. To the most deepest level means that we should be compassionate to the individual, to the living entity, to the self. There are so many institutions which are, Srila Prabhupada also said that they are on bodily platform. They are compassionate on the bodily platform. And Srila Prabhupada writes, I think is in second chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Srila Prabhupada writes in first text, I think. He writes that material compassion, lamentation, and tears are all signs of ignorance of the real self. Material compassion, lamentation, and tears are all signs of ignorance of the real self. So compassion for the eternal soul is self-realization. Srila Prabhupada says that. The compassion for eternal soul is self-realization. So, we joined ISKCON movement. We are practicing bhakti. We are doing our sadhana, hearing all this, hearing, reading, chanting, and all these processes of Namada Bhakti. And devotees, most of the devotees, they come to ISKCON, and then they think that, oh, I am ISKCON, I am in ISKCON, I am ISKCON devotee, I am a devotee of Srila Prabhupada or Krishna. So real compassion is not achieved actually upon joining ISKCON. Compassion is a line of work. Is not only line of work. Is not a line of work, but an expansion of heart. Is an expansion of heart. So expansion of heart means we stretch out. We stretch out. We don't remain in our comfort zone. And that's the meaning of compassion. Generally, people are self-centered, and then they want to focus on their own only. So okay, I'm chanting, I'm reading, I'm hearing, and that's it. So I'm going back to Godhead if I do it properly. I will prepare myself. So compassion is expressed in Prahlad Maharaj's prayers to Nrsimhadev also. He prays. He prays to Nrsimhadev. नैवद्विजे परदुरत्यवैतरण्या त्वद्वीर्यगाय नमः मृतमग्नचित्तः सोचे ततो विमुखचेतस इन्द्रियार्थं माया सुखाय भरमुद्महतो विमूढान्. He says that. सोचे ततो विमुख चेतसः इंद्रियार्थ माया सुखाय भरम उद्बहत विमूढ़ान. He is not worried for himself. 7:9:43. He is not worried for himself, and he wants to deliver others. And most of the people, they are self-centered. He says, Mauna prayana deva munaiha so vimukti kama maunam charanti vijanena pararthanishta. Naitan vihaya kripanan. I cannot give up these kripanas, these poor fellows. Vimuksha eko nanyam tadasya charanam brahmato nupasya. Unless somebody takes shelter of your lotus feet, he cannot be delivered from this suffering condition. So I want to deliver this compassion. I want to deliver those living entities by engaging them in the service of your lotus feet. So that's the mood of Prahlad Maharaj. So that is expansion of heart. And in Srimad Bhagavatam also, in other places, in third canto, I think, the saintly people, they travel, they move around the world just to become compassionate to the living entities. In 353, I guess, Janasya Krishnat Vimukhasya Daivad Adharmashilasya Sudukhitasya Anugrahaya Iha Charanti Nunam Bhutani Bhavyani Janardanasya. So Bhutani Bhavyani Janardanasya. This last line says that the living, these souls who travel Charanti Nunam, they certainly travel. Charanti Nunam Anugrahaya Iha, to sow the compassion, to deliver this real compassion to the living entity. So to whom? Janasya Krishnad Vimukhasya Daivat. To those living entities who are Vimukha, who are averse to the Supreme Lord, who are not facing towards Supreme Lord. Janasya Krishnad Vimukhasya Daivat, because of the material energy, Daivat. Adharmashila, therefore they are Adharmashila, and therefore Sudukhitasya, therefore they are super dukhi. Even they have so many facilities. Actually, if we see in our childhood, like I am now, I have crossed my 35, and so in my childhood, people were more happy though facilities were not there. Though there was no phone, no mobile, no WhatsApp, no Zoom, no AI, nothing. So even there was no mobile. So in Nepal, it has been just 17 or 16, 17 years. The mobile or this all kind of this communication means has been developed. Before that, there were no at all. And people were more happy than now. Nowadays, people are not happy, even though there are so many facilities. So they are super dukhi, sudukhitasya. So to deliver compassion to those people, they travel, and these souls are bhavyani, they are great. Bhavyani means great. Bhutani bhavyani janardana. So this soul of Janardana, they are great. So, but showing compassion means that it should be natural, it should be genuine. Sometimes there was one statement I heard from one senior devotee that people don't care how much you know. People know how much you care. So, accept compassion. The more we institutionalize, the more likely we are fall victim to motivations such as pride, honor, righteousness, or type of moral superiority to or other. So sometimes we are all suffering this world because we are egoistic, false egoistic. So we are trying to, by devotional service, we are trying to purify our ego, and then we are trying to dedicate our mind, body, or our senses or activities to the Supreme Lord. But the ego, that is the false ego, that also wants to get satisfied in some, it pops up sometimes in our activities. So when our activities, they mixed with our ego, self ego, or when we try to satisfy our self ego knowingly or unknowingly, then even within the practice of spiritual life, or within the practice of devotional life, or in religious life, we may show compassion externally. We may do something with the ego that, see, I am the superior, see, I'm being kind to you, see. So these kind of things, uh, this moral superiority or the other, this that is not going to help. Srila Prabhupada genuinely understood suffering of material life and pain of rebirth. Therefore, he taught his follower that only by awakening people's dormant Krishna consciousness could they be free from the cycle of birth and death. So that feelings, the genuine feelings of of the feelings of the suffering of the people, or the chain of birth and death. Even if we may not have that, so I don't have that feeling, Prabhu. I am not so much compassionate as Srila Prabhupada was. Then what am I supposed to do? By working for someone compassionate, we can develop compassion. That's the way. So Srila Prabhupada was compassionate. So we may not be like that in the current time or in this present situation. But if we work for the compassionate person, then we can develop compassion. And it's not that the compassion should be shown, or it should be practiced with non-devotees, those who are not in Krishna consciousness. It's not like that. This is the great, um, um, how to say, this is a great need of becoming compassionate toward fellow devotees, toward colleagues who serve together, to those devotees who are already in the movement. So it is also very much necessary in the present age, because everybody is busy in the mode of passion, because this passion is rajo ragatmakam vidhi trishna sanga samudbhavam, uh, karma sangena badnati jnana sangena chanaga. Rajoragatmakam vidhi, it comes from desire. So everybody has so many desires, and everybody wants to fulfill his desire, and their desires. So, and we become so much busy, and busy in delivering Krishna consciousness to non-devotees. And then when they start chanting, when they start following rules and regulations, when they start serving in the mission of Srila Prabhupada, then okay, no more need, no need compassion toward those devotees. So that is the great risk of losing devotees in our movement. So this is something called uh, uh, taking care of customers but neglecting the employees. So then business will not go properly. So to run business properly, and to expand business properly, we need to focus. We need to prioritize the need, interest, concern, and expectations of employees as well. Not as well, it should be the prime focus, and then they will take care of customers. So this is the need. Am I audible, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu.
What happened here?
You can also try to click the arrow on the bottom if the slide is not moving.
Okay. So there is one statement: first dress and then address. So to show compassion to others, we should be compassionate to ourselves. Srila Prabhupada says. Sometimes we are too much too much in the mood of giving. There was one devotee. He was telling me, one brahmachari devotee, and I was asking him, Prabhu, why don't you get up early in the morning for Mangala Arati and morning program? And sometimes I used to see him busy in phone in late night, and then he was telling me, Prabhu, I was talking to this devotee, that devotee who is in West, who is in Canada, who is in here, who is in Japan, who is in America, or who is in this place or that place. I was talking to him, and then he was. It's not. It was not kind of. It was more frequent. It was more frequent. And then I gave one example to this devotee. So since I have been associating with him for many years, and he came to ashram, he joined, and then he is doing nice. He's a nice devotee. He's practicing very seriously, and he's doing. But he is in the mood of giving, and then he was not taking. I had seen those activities, and then I told him, Prabhu, see, I see you as one of, like, imagine there was. I gave him one example, and he liked it very much. Imagine there is one street dog, female dog. And that dog, that is not owned by anyone. That is not someone's dog. It is street dog. And that street dog, she hardly gets some food to eat. And then, and somehow or other, she delivered few babies, few puppies. So like 5, 6, or 10. I don't know how many they can deliver as maximum. At maximum, I don't know. So, but let's say 5 or 6. And she hardly gets food, and then these 5 or 6 puppies, they always suck. They always suck the breast of mother. And then they need nutrition because they are child, they are dependent on mother, but mother is not getting any food. She is running here and there, but she is not. Nobody gives her food, or she is not willing to, because since she is dog, even though she tries, it may not be possible for her to get food, but somebody has to be kind upon that dog, and then only she will get food. So in our case, we should be kind to ourselves. We should be compassionate to ourselves to get food. So I told that devotee, I don't want you to become like that dog, that sea dog, which has many puppies, but she is not drinking, or she is not getting food, and then she is and everybody sucks her breast. So you should take proper nourishment. So that is essential for you. And then he liked it. He examined himself as well, and then he liked it very much. So taking care of ourselves is the first step, or beginning link to why we should care for others and how we should care for others. And another, by working for someone compassionate, we can develop compassion. So that we already said. So Srila Prabhupada, in one of the conversation in Mayapur, he says that to save them from being washed away by Maya, if we become washed away, then what is the hope? Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Janma sarthaka karikara para upakara. Be strong, so that you may not be rascal, and then you can do. Others you can check. Otherwise, it will be impossible. It will be impossible. How it is possible? A man is drowning. If you are strong enough, you can save. But if you also become drowned, then how you will save him? So everything is there. Save yourselves, save others. This is our Krishna consciousness moment. First of all, save yourself, then try to save others. Or both things can go on simultaneously. The same example, if you want to save somebody who is drowning, you must know that I may not be washed away. I have to remain strong, then I can save him. February 14, 1977. So therefore, we should be compassionate to ourselves. So what does it mean to become compassionate? It means following strict sadhana, hearing, reading, chanting, remembering Krishna. And often this means protecting our sadhana from the pressure to do more outreaching services. This willingness to protect our sadhana in that way is a form of compassion towards ourselves. So it means we have to find out the healthy balance between our priorities and the priorities our spiritual master has set for us, or the instructions our spiritual master has given to us. So we have to find healthy balance between these our priorities and the priorities of the priorities given to us by our spiritual master. That healthy balance has to be there. So taking care of good health also saving ourselves. And being prepared to live in ashrama that is most suitable for us, even if we hear that another ashrama is higher or this and that. So we should accept ourselves as we are, and then we should honestly adopt or accept the situation which is most suitable for us. That is also becoming self-compassionate to ourselves, and this also means becoming more human. Generally, devotees, the immature devotee, they talk most of the outwardly things and then outwardly matters. Sometimes we have to become more human. Because without learning forgiveness or sympathy, which are corollaries of compassion, we cannot maintain our bhakti. What to speak of becoming compassionate to others. So forgiveness, sympathy, honesty, and humility, that is most essential. And to become compassionate to others, the basic foundation is humility. And we're not oh, I am so compassionate, or I am becoming, you are suffering, you are low fellow. In this way you cannot become compassionate. We should be more human. We should accept. Sometimes we should go in such a place, such a situation, and uplift that person. That is the most compassionate activity. Suppose there is a well, and then somebody is drowning in that well, and someone passes through that well, and then he doesn't pay any attention, or somebody is crying, or somebody is asking help. He doesn't pay any attention. That could be one person. Another person could see to that person to the well, and then, oh, okay, you be there, you suffer your own karma. So that could be another person. And someone could be like, the person is passing to that well, and then he heard or she heard this thing, and then the person was crawling and coming up from the well, but the person beats or hits on his hand, and then the person goes down. That could be another type of person. And somebody could be a little bit kind. Okay, you are so dirty, you are so ill, so you are so poor fellow, so okay, I will help you. So come on, I will become kind upon you. That could be another person. The real compassionate person, he understands his capacity or her capacity, and he or she goes down to the well and then uplift that person to come out of the well, drowning in the well. He uplifts that person by going there, and by he is not unwilling, or he is not hesitant to go to the situation that the person is lying. So that is the most compassionate activity. So that therefore we should become more human sometimes. So generally in our Krishna consciousness movement, if we talk about compassion, then compassion means Srila Prabhupada also wrote, we discussed that in first shloka of the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. He says that the compassion for eternal soul is self-realization. So sharing this self-realization, or sharing this Krishna consciousness to others, is we generally say preaching. Preaching is compassion, showing compassion. And Lord Chaitanya also told that Jiva Daya, Name Ruchi, and Vaishnava Seva, these are the three primary things Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu focused on, or he taught. So this Jiva Daya is compassion. So we do it by preaching activities. So preaching activities could be of any form. some activities could be in front line and something could be on back. Somebody can become frontline preacher, frontliner preacher. Somebody may be cooking or doing some pujari seva. So anything could be preaching. So preaching as compassion. But sometimes what we the becoming more human means saving the drowning man without forgetting his code. Sometimes devotees, they become so outwardly. So they don't care, oh, you are not this body. Sometimes we are not this body, of course, but we need this body to serve Krishna. So we need to care of that body to serve Krishna properly and for a long run. So therefore, practicing kindness, keeping aside our ego, in a more human way may help people sometimes than presenting Krishna consciousness philosophy straight to everyone we meet. Sometimes people are um, uh, too much engrossed in tamaguni activities or rajoguni activities, passionate or in ignorance. And then if we just give them direct Krishna consciousness or straight Krishna consciousness strictly, then they may not digest it. So this is one of the examples. Srila Prabhupada set so many examples while preaching. One morning, I found this in that Vaishnava compassion book the Satsvarup Das Goswami had mentioned. One morning, while Jayananda was walking with Prabhupada, they approached a man who had just pulled a fish out of the water. The fisherman held up his catch, dangling it as if offering it to Prabhupada. Anyone for a fish dinner? He proposed. The man asked cheerily, and Prabhupada smiled. No, you enjoy. Prabhupada said, no, you enjoy. And Prabhupada kept walking until he was past the man, and then added, and suffer. So Srila Prabhupada, he didn't say to the person, oh, you will suffer what you are doing. Of course, Narada Muni can do this. Narada Muni is smart. So we cannot, sometimes we hear the Mirgari story of Narada Muni and other story of like Ratnakar, a story of becoming Valmiki or so many other stories like that. So, and then we become so straight. So sometimes it is not helpful. Sometimes there is one, I think it's in third chapter of Bhagavad Gita, na buddhi bhedam janayat ajnanam karma sanginam josayat sarva karmani vidwan yukta samacharan. There is, I think is in 3 chapter 26 text, I guess. न बुद्धि भेदम जनयत अज्ञानम कर्म संगिनाम जोसयत सर्व कर्माणि सर्व विद्वान युक्त समाचरण. So as not to disrupt the mind of ignorant men attached to the fruitive results of prescribed duties. A learned person should not induce them to stop work. Rather, by working in the spirit of devotion, he should engage them in all sorts of activities for the gradual development of Krishna consciousness. So sometimes no, we cannot give directly or straight Krishna consciousness. So, and we should care for the their body also sometimes. So it's not only for eternal, only for the soul. We should be careful for body and mind as well. Sometimes it's not always like, for example, if we go and then if we like out of ego, oh, we are here to deliver you, we are giving you the most precious gift, so we are your benefactor. Don't you realize this? So this people will not like that. First of all, like sometimes devotees say that this sadhu is like surgeon. Sadhu is like surgeon. So sadhu will cut the illusion or the misconception of the people and give them the true knowledge. So sadhu's words are like knife, or the sadhu are like surgeon. So, but if we go to the people who even they don't know that they are sick or they are ill, they are suffering, and then if we cut them directly, then they may not like this. They will not come nearer to Krishna. Then what is the use of our becoming surgeon or our becoming preacher? So the effect of preaching is that we should bring people to nearer to Krishna. So the surgeon also, he has so many other prior activities, prior therapies, or prior phases of treatment before cutting or before doing surgery. There are so many prior activities, like some oral medicine can be given, or some ointment can be given to apply locally, or to give some anesthesia, and so many things could be there. Before the surgical operation or cutting is the last thing, last step. So we should know these things before we approach some people for preaching. So therefore, this we should not forget the quote. We should be more concerned. We should be also concerned. We should have also concern about their bodily needs, their mental status, their emotions as well. So preaching in different modes. So to Devahuti Kardama Muni in third canto, 29th chapter, he discusses different devotional service in different mode. So I'm not going there, but if we preach, or if we I'm adding that thing in terms of preaching here. If we preach in a mode of in a mode of goodness or and sattva, then it will purify ourselves and it will purify others as well. And that is the actually compassion. Srila Prabhupada also said that we should be able to relate with people. We should not become too outwardly or too poor in delivering Krishna consciousness. So if we behave in Suddha Sattva way, nobody will understand. Even if Srila Prabhupada is Mahabhagavata, he is Uttamadhikari, he has to come down to deliver this thing to the people who are in the level of Mahatamaguna. What do you speak of Tamaguna? In Bauri, when Srila Prabhupada he went, he was preaching to hippies. And the regulative principle for hippies was to break all regulative principles. The regulative principles for the hippies was to break all the regulative principles. So that was the condition, and Srila Prabhupada had to come down to that platform, to their level, and he prays in his bhajana. He prays in his bhajana that oh Lord, please bless me, please, by your mercy, my words, they will understand my words, and they will be purified. And he doesn't think that I am the deliverer. I am the deliverer. I am the most compassionate, or I am the enlightener. He also doesn't think. He thinks that by your mercy, my words will be useful and my words will be understandable by those people who are in passion and ignorance. So he doesn't think that, oh, I am the most compassionate person in this world and I am here to deliver people. No. His mood, his internal heart is that by your mercy, bhakti vedanta nama sarthaka koro. Something is there at last. Bhakti nahi, jnana nahi. There is no bhakti, there is no jnana, but my name is Bhakti Vedanta, please. He has written that bhajan, his personal bhajan, when he was in ship. He was going America. So to behave in a sattva guna, to behave as a perfect gentleman, that is understandable by people in general, and to become kind upon them. This kind of activities, when we preach in the level of sattva guna, then that will purify us and that will purify others as well. Otherwise, that will agitate others. If we become so much like puffed up, oh, we are here to deliver you the precious gift, don't you know? So you are suffering, you are doing eating, matting, sleeping, and depending, these poor things. What the hell you are doing there? These kind of things. If we present in that way, then the people will feel dominated. That is in Rajaguna. So preaching in Rajaguna means we'll dominate, we'll mix up our false ego, and we want to satisfy ourselves being superior to them. Being superior to them. See, I am superior to you. You are suffering. I am happy. So what hell you are doing? So this kind of activities or this kind of behavior will not become effective in preaching, and that will rather dominate the people, and then they will never join Krishna consciousness movement, or they will never come to Krishna, near to Krishna. So, and in Tamaguna, what do we speak of Tamaguna preaching? That is destruction at all, if we don't know anything. So, so compassion, being compassionate means to preach in Shattaguna, to for our purification and for their purification as well. So we are sharer of our experience of feeling compassion of Lord. We are not enlighteners. Like, for example, when we go to hospital, and then when we're ill or some diseased condition, and then we get some treatment, and after getting that treatment we feel relieved, the disease is cured, and then as a friend we can share this to other who is suffering in similar way. uh, oh, I had also that same problem. I had also gone through that situation. So I went there and then I got it, and then it was really I got relieved of that situation. I got relieved of that problem. My disease is now no more existing. So as a sharer of our own experiences, as a friend, in a polite way, in a kind way, if we do that, then people will be feeling that people will be able to relate with ourselves. Otherwise we will be talking outwardly, and then what is the use? So therefore we should not think that, oh, we are the surgeon to cut their misconception. Even if we are surgeon, then we supposed to do all these things with proper steps. As I told before, is the surgical operation or cutting is the last option. That's the thing. So therefore, preaching in different mode, we should know how am I doing, or how am I supposed to do. So we're in almost last situation. So any questions, any comments, devotees feel, then that is most welcome. There could be so many aspects of compassion, but in this time, I'm in yatra to the most compassionate Lord, Muktinath. Actually, Muktinath Bhagavan, he is the most compassionate. He gives mukti, even if we chant in a namabhas level. So he gives mukti. So the Supreme Lord Muktinath is there. I am on the way. I'm in Pokhara now, and we'll be joining devotees. We're going for as a gift to those devotees and those who distributed this compassion, the books of Srila Prabhupada, the compassionate books. Those who distributed books, for them as a treat, the devotees in Bharatpur Chitavan, one of the center in Nepal. So they are going Muktinath Yatra, and they kindly requested me also to join that yatra. So I am also joining with them. So I'm in Pokhara now. So please, Prabhu, if anything mistake or any anything negative, if you felt that, please forgive me and understand it in proper way. And if anything that is healthy or that helps you to go ahead and uh, uh, to encourage you, then that is it's not my thing. Everything is Srila Prabhupada's. Srila Prabhupada has said so many things, and he is the Bhurida Janaha. Gopi say that he is the Bhurida Janaha, the most benevolent person or most munificent person. Bhurida Janaha, Bhuvi Grinanti Bhurida Janaha. And I am taking a little bit from him, and then I am just keeping in proper way as I feel, and then I am sharing with you. So thank you very much, Ram Tulasi Prabhu and the devotee community for allowing me. So if any questions, one, two questions, how much time
Yeah.
we have, I
Yeah.
don't know.
So yeah, I will make some few announcement, and then we can devotee, like, if anybody has any questions, they keep it in mind. So we have opportunity for question and answer. So let me make some few announcements. So So as our program goes in our website, you can see that every Wednesday we have Wednesday Sangha. You can join this particular time every Wednesday. We have multiple speakers from all around the world who are speaking with different topics, which will definitely imbibe, and you can learn so many things. And definitely today, Kripalu Gaurasundar will really touch upon really wonderful part, like as a deeper understanding of like real compassion. And I really like the fact that like sometimes just like I also just talk with the story, the female dog. So actually we also need to learn to notice ourselves. As my Guru Maharaj actually says a very wonderful statement that if someone is not chanting, right, attentively, he's already fallen down. Others are just details. So if you're actually not properly doing our sadhana right, actually we already fallen. So that's why we need to seek that blessing. So when we are qualified, when we have that strength, then we will be definitely able to serve. We can show that compassionate. As Patrick always says, the preaching is Bhojan Ka Dakar. When you are satisfied, you have that, you will be able to give it. If you don't have it, this is no question of giving. You will be squeezed, like just like the female dog, right? So you'll be more weakened and you'll be frustrated. So that's very, very important. And definitely, this Sunday we have His Grace Sita Mataji from Chopati. She's coming here from GV actually. So she'll be speaking on glories of Lord Ram because Ram Nomi is coming closer to us. And also we have weekly Bhakti Vriksha program. You can join. These are every in different locations. If you want to join, there's a very close homely program. Generally, most of them are starting from 7:30 p.m. And Bhagavad Gita reading every Monday to Friday. You can join Bhagavad Gita reading from 12 p.m. to 12:15 p.m. It's 15-minute reading, the verses and translation. You can join that, and every single day you can join the japa. So this is also again a wonderful opportunity, as Prabhuji also emphasizing the sadhana. So anytime you have 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 10 minutes, doesn't matter. You're doing chanting one round. Actually, this is Gaur Purnima. We had almost about 70 plus devotees taking a vow to chant, and this is really, really wonderful. And if you can join and maintain those sadhana and coming forward, that would be really, really powerful. And also have our ISKCON calendar where you can visit, see all our festivals, events here. So all the Kadashi fasting, when to break the fast, everything is there. Ram Navami is coming on April 16th. So this program will be on 6 p.m. onwards in our center. Please join. And also during that day, the fasting till noon. So just wanted to mention that. So we can take few questions. So one devotee is asking, what is the balance between compassion to others, like preaching, and compassion to self? So how can we balance this preaching and sadhana? Because ultimately, the self, self growth and nurturing self. How can we balance that? Sometimes because I can see devotees like, oh, preaching, 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 and either we break down, or we do something like extraordinary. So how can we really balance that?
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. So balancing is always challenging. Balance is not easy thing. Even while cooking also, while driving also, while doing anything, we need balance. While cooking, we need to put exact amount of salt, uh, neither less nor more. That is also balance. So it's also challenge. So because I'm not cooking for many days, so like even months it has been. So if I'll go to kitchen, then if I'll start cooking, then in vegetable or in other items where there is need of salt, or in some sweets, I may put less sweet or more sweet, or less salt or more salt. So that is balance is always challenging. That we should understand first. As I said that in that Vaishnava Compassion book, as I read and as I remember, the balance is not that in the name of preaching, we sacrifice our chanting, we sacrifice our hearing, we sacrifice our reading. It's not like that in the name of preaching. Srila Prabhupada never encouraged for that. So in the name of preaching, if we do that, that is self-deception. Self-deception, that is not going to help. So uh, the balance is that our priorities, like our intake, and the priority given to us by spiritual master or authorities. So the balance between these two things, uh, our priorities and the priorities of the our spiritual master or superiors. So we should be able to find out the line, the proper line between these things. So sometimes in the time of festivals, or sometimes in the time of some celebrations, and then we may have to extend ourselves some kind of practical services, and we may not be as much as much attentive, or as much um, focused in our sadhana as we were in before in normal days. But in general, we should never neglect our program, our morning program, or our sadhana in the name of uh, service, or in the name of preaching. So that is rajaguna. That is we go into rajaguna. We don't develop sattva then. And then if we don't develop sattva, then that will not endure longer. That will not go longer. So therefore, we should check ourselves. Where am I? Where I am deliberate, I am considerate, or I am hurry. I am always in hurry, or I am always in anxiety. I am always in no time. That kind of thing we should understand. It is not exactly exactly like this in every situation, or every time. That depends on different situations or conditions. So it is case by case, but we should know that Prabhupada never allowed, never encouraged us to sacrifice our things and then deliver. Then that will be delivering our dissatisfactions, our mental anxieties, our distresses. So first of all, we should take, and then we should deliver. So the healthy balance will be to find out the borderline between our priorities and the priorities given to us by our authorities and spiritual masters.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare
Just want
Krishna.
to add, yeah, just want to add like Bhakti Samit Maharaj actually very wonderfully points six depth of life that I remember. So he talks about this six fundamental aspect that as devotees, these are the things, something we always go through. So one thing is sadhana, and second is seva. So we always definitely has to be engaged in seva. We have the sadhana, then the preaching, the compassion part actually focus on, then our health and family and profession. These are the six depths of our life. We all have to be connected. And he tells that, like, if these things are, and this has to be balanced. If one thing we try to focus, oh, seva, 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 your sadhana will be compromised, your family will be compromised, your health will be compromised. And we have seen those examples actually many, many times. Like, devotees' health is not good. It's not like, crisis moment, like, proper time, it's a preaching moment. But this time, in the time we have, definitely there's a time to balance all these things. If we really manage it, it can happen. And Maharaj really point out very important thing is if we really give sadhana as our focus, as a chanting, as important one. He said the first priority, if we give out now chanting, he said if we even do this one thing right, then everything else will be all right. He says very nicely. So, and also other point, like, maybe sometimes also we might know like it's already too much for me, like, it's affecting my sadhana. You can actually, that's why keeping track of ourselves is very, very important to see that. So thank you again for putting that. So anybody else has any questions? So somebody was asking that, Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you for wonderful session. My question is, how can we understand the compassion of our seniors? Because sometimes we are so egoistic that we can't see anything.
Yeah. So we can become compassionate to others, or we can see compassion of our seniors if we really love Krishna. So um, that thing is not all of sudden. That will not happen all of sudden. Compassion from our seniors sometimes comes in not very much desired way. So we may not desire that service, or we may not like that service. We may not like those words. Sometimes that may come in that way. So it actually the word Trinad api sunichena taror api sahishnuna. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave these words these words have very deep meaning. Taror api sahishnuna is very deep meaning. The phrase is very short. It's not very long, but the phrase is very short. So sometimes our seniors may give some service which may not like. My Guru Maharaj was willing to go to India from US. In that time, Srila Prabhupada gave order him to go to India, and then he said that, oh Prabhupada, I was thinking I had desire to go to India, and then you ordered me like that. And then Srila Prabhupada said that sometimes you may not like even, but you have to do that. So that is there. So if we that ego, of course that ego is the enemy. Ego is the enemy. There is one book called Ego is the Enemy. So I don't know the name of writer. I don't remember now. So ego is the enemy. So we should try to see their contribution upon our life. We should try to see their contribution upon our life and the life of others. If we see other people don't have some problem with these leaders and they are happy in their shelter, and then we can see, oh, this devotee, he is giving shelter to others, and definitely he gives shelter to me as well. Or he doesn't want me to fall down. At least he is my well-wisher. In that way, we can see his compassion upon us. So there could be variety or different dimensions of looking at his contributions or her contributions onto our life. So if we become gratitude, if we develop grateful heart for that, for those contributions and his or her dedication in the mission of Srila Prabhupada, regardless of their own situation, then we may be able to see their compassionate nature.
Thank you, bro. I think for that, first we need to understand the value, what we're receiving. We have to understand that first. Then only we can really appreciate that. Sankarikar Mataji, please kindly go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you so much
Krishna.
for coming to the class. So I just want to let everybody know that I'm very fortunate to be in a class where Prabhu is also taking Bhakti Shastri. And Prabhu comes and he's an amazing Kirtanya. He sings so beautifully, and then he's generally the quiet one in the class. But now I know, Prabhu, that why you're so quiet, because ocean in the middle is very, very deep. And it's like the small rivulet like me, we are always, making a lot of noise in the class. But it was an amazing class, Prabhu. It was an amazing class. You touched on so many things, and they are so practical. It did not feel like the words you used outwardly. It really did not feel like outwardly. It was outwardly. It was really amazing. And Prabhu, right now we were talking about how to see compassion of our seniors. Our ego may come in between. I was thinking, Prabhu, that if we look at the surface, Narad Muni cursed the two sons of Kuvera. Durvasa Muni cursed so many demons to become part of Krishna Leela. Yes, on the surface they may look very harsh. These are munis. These are on Shuddha Sattva platform. How can Narad Muni curse? But we must understand that that's really not the curse. That's the blessing in disguise, because then all these people who were cursed, they all got to see Krishna. They all got direct liberation, and especially Nal Kuver and Manigriv, they became the one of the biggest devotees all the time. They are just glorifying Krishna all the time. So yeah, it may look difficult, it may appear difficult to see, but we must understand that when something is coming from a sadhu who is already in a self-realized platform, there is something. And it's also like the rebuke of the mother. Sometimes a mother or a father, for that matter, punishes their children to discipline them. But is there any ill intention there? Is there the feeling to make it fair and square with the child? No, definitely not. It's really for their betterment. So if we keep those things under perspective, we will be able to understand that the sadhus they are all compassion. They are made up of compassion. That's what runs in their system, and that's why they are here. Prabhupada is our preeminent Shiksha Guru. That's what he came out for. And our Guru Varga, they've all inherited this quality from him. So yes, Prabhu, thank you so very much for coming out today and speaking on this. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Nice to see you here. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mate. So anybody else? Any questions? I think one more question. Okay, somebody's asking question here. Sometimes while serving together, there is misunderstanding between devotees, an argument for long time and remain unsolved. Both the devotees are doing seva for Prabhupada. How can we be compassionate to own self and the devotee there at the situation?
Sometimes while starting together, there is misunderstanding between devotees. Srila Prabhupada has written.
Yes,
yeah.
Continue.
Srila Prabhupada has written in many places, especially I think in the place where the churning of the ocean, I think, if I'm not wrong, he writes there could be some misunderstanding or some conflict in opinions among devotees. So that should not be considered as material conflicts or material misunderstandings. So we should think that these things happen because we are not purified. We are on the process of purification. So and we should understand this ISKCON is a hospital, and it's not a hotel, it's a hospital. So Gaurang Prabhu says that this hotel also has H in the beginning and L at the last, and hospital also has H in the beginning and L at the last. So but we are in hospital. So everybody is in the process of purification. So sometimes it may happen, but the best solution is an argument for a long time and remains unsolved. That is not very good. That should be dealt properly in Vaishnava way, in a Vaishnava etiquette, following the Vaishnava etiquette, and in coordination or in supervision of some senior devotees. That should be discussed, and then in polite way, in a Vaishnava way. Then that will give that will help the situation. Otherwise, assuming and then focusing on those negative or those misunderstanding things, the things that made us misunderstand. So actually, the misunderstanding happened because the misunderstanding happens because of poor communication or lack of communication. So when we have misunderstanding, we should know that we are not communicating properly. That if we maintain that communication properly, and in frequency, then the devotees serving together, they may minimize the misunderstandings. So if we are poor in communication or lack of communication is there, then there will be misunderstandings. There will be doubts first, and then there will be many doubts, and then misunderstandings, and then after many misunderstandings there will be quarrel, and after many quarrels, many times quarrel, then there will be distress, there will be frustration, there will be kind of breaking in relationships. So it is between husband and wife also, it's between father and son also, it's between everyone, is the principle. So there is chain reaction, lack of communication, doubts, many times, misunderstandings, misunderstanding many times, and then quarrel, and quarrel many times, distress, or that's let's say divorce, if husband and wife, and breaking of relationship, that is there. So therefore we should be able to communicate properly, in proper quantity and proper quality as well. So that will solve, that will help us to become compassionate to ourselves and to others.
Thank you, Prabhu. Anybody else has any questions? So I think, it's Priyanam Prabhu. Kindly go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandar Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
First of all, I'd like to, I'm so much grateful for this wonderful session. So my question is, sometimes, in the name of compassion, we are, gratifying our senses. Like, for example, we preach, we go to the people, and we, give programs. But there is some motive, like we want some kind of name, fames will, as a byproduct, or what to say, these kind of things come alongside. So how can we, actually know that am I actually compassionating others, or I'm just gratifying my own senses? So could you please elaborate this, Rosie? Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. So this is very sensitive topic, and there is a need of this thing also. So gratifying our senses and mind, that is generally name, fame, or prestige, and that is in a level of that is in the mode of rajoguna or passion. So unless we come to the platform of sattva, we cannot become compassionate to others. So to come to the platform of sattva, as we discussed early, that we should focus on our intake. Then we'll be having proper intentions, proper motivations for doing so. Otherwise, we'll be having ill motivations or not proper intentions for externally we may say that we are compassionate, therefore we are doing, but inside our heart we may feel satisfaction of being superior to others, or being worshipped by so many people, being praised by so many people. So that risk will be there. So therefore the intake has to be proper in quality and in quantity both. So that will help us to build up the proper mood. Actually, Srila Prabhupada's books, they give the proper mood of a preacher, how it's supposed to be. We cannot imitate Srila Prabhupada also. Srila Prabhupada had that big heart, and then we should have that abundant mentality, rather than having scarce mentality. So that abundant mentality comes when we develop sattva, when we develop sattva gun, in our habits, in our dealings, in our um, association, everything. And then that will help us to be protected by this illusory energy, which covers our mind and intellect, or our consciousness, in so many ways. And that could be one of the desire for prestige, fame, name, all these kind of things. That is um, there. So this Hridaya Daurvalya, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Hridaya Daurvalya. So that has to be there. So therefore, proper intake. Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj, he says that the 99% of our devotional life depends on the quality of our chanting. So 99% of our devotional service or devotional life, it depends on the quality of our chanting. So he says, I have read this statement in one of the, I think it was calendar, his statement was there. So therefore, we should try to purify ourselves as much as possible. And then with that purified heart, then if we try to share our experiences to others, that will not hurt anyone, and that will not cover our consciousness with the desire or with the satisfaction of being praised or being famous. So there, he also says, His Holiness Radha Swami Maharaj said that it's very easy to, it's very difficult to tolerate glorification. It's easy to tolerate insult and then to tolerate glorification without being proud. So if we don't practice sattva, then we'll be proud in our glorification or in our activities which become famous or which become viral in today's world. So therefore, the sattva will endure everything, and then that will solve the desire for fame, prestige, and all these motivations will be lowered down, and the proper motivation will be there, as far as my understanding. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. So,
Hare
yes,
Krishna, Prabhu.
who is that? Somebody has raised a hand. Kindly go ahead. Redmi, maybe the name of the phone.
We don't feel qualified and want to focus. Yeah,
No. There is another hand raised over there. Redmi, you can ask question.
now she renamed.
Navkisar, okay. Navkisar Mataji, yeah, you can go ahead.
We don't feel this is
Okay.
this?
Yeah, so we don't feel qualified and want to focus mostly on our sadhana and personal growth. Is this good mentality?
we should not feel we are qualified, but we should have confidence on the instructions of Srila Prabhupada and his intentions, his mood. We should always feel we are unqualified, but we should be grateful for being a member of part of this movement, which is being run under the supervision and direction of the most qualified person, Srila Prabhupada.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
So one is asking how to chant focusedly.
So that is my struggle as well. So everybody is struggling for many years to chant with focus. So try to hear one holy name, one Maha Mantra, and then don't think of anything. Srila Prabhupada writes that in 4th canto, 8th chapter, 53 text. In purport, Srila Prabhupada writes that just you have to hear, don't think anything. Just you have to hear. So try to focus on hearing. Then hearing is the solution to everything. So, and this is the first process in the Navada Bhakti as well. So even in our relationship, in our family, in our friend circles. If we hear, then relationship grows. And in the case of Nam Prabhu also, if we hear Nam, if we hear name, holy name, then our relationship grows with holy name. So in Navada Bhakti also, Sravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Pada Sevanam Archanam Mandanam Dashyam Shakyam Atma Nivedanam. So Sravanam comes first. And we are not too much intellectual people. And for us, we don't have this kind of depth understanding of our scriptures and all, and we don't have those kind of sanskaras as well. So therefore, what we have to do, Srila Prabhupada writes in Bhagavad Gita, 13th chapter, text 26. 26 text, he says, Prabhupada writes, if you go through the purport of that 26 text, the translation, again there are those who not conversant in spiritual knowledge begin to worship the Supreme Person upon hearing about him from others, because of their tendency to hear from authorities. They also transcend the path of birth and death. So if you go to the purport of this text, verse 13, chapter 13, text 26, if you go through that purport, there the hearing process has been very much focused by Srila Prabhupada for people like us who are not very much conversant in spiritual knowledge. So therefore, if we hear properly the holy name while chanting rather than thinking anything else, so that will help us to chant with focus and chant properly. Thank you for asking this question. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. So anybody else? Any question? Thank you. Thank you again. Thank you everyone again for joining. Thank you, Kripalu Gaurasundar Prabhu, for your wonderful association, for your valuable time. I know it's morning over there, sadhana time, but we took that time for ourselves, trying to be a little selfish. For compassion. Again, thank you so much. So with loud, everyone can unmute and please with loud Hari Bol to Kripalu Gaurasundar Prabhu. Hari Bol!
Hari Bol!
Hari Bol!
Hari
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Gauri Vaishnava ki jai. Hari Bol. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Jai Srila